Good morning, almost good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Alchemy of Acrimony, and I am not gonna lie, I just got up a little while ago. I went to sleep really late. I'm probably gonna say I went to bed closer to 3 in the morning. So, yeah, I just wanted to hop on here before I get my day started and say hello to my collective. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, awesome day filled with lots of energy. I've personally myself been feeling really tired lately. Um, I don't know. I just feel a little bit slowed down. And sometimes I feel I drag at work, kind of like my body just lags a little. But yeah, I think it's just one of those weeks. Um, I don't know. I feel that sometimes once in a great while I get in these like really low energy moods where it's just I want to just you know be home and not do anything and just be with me, myself, and I. So I get it, and then when I get like that, because I have things that I have to do and I do have a job, it makes me feel more laggy and less like doing the things that I need to do because after all, let's face it, who likes work? Work is work. Unless you are fortunate enough to do what you love for work, that's different. But even then, it still requires a lot of energy and time. So, um, yeah, so I don't know. I think I feel like I can already tell where this is heading, what my body is trying to tell me. And I feel like my body is trying to tell me that this weekend is going to be slow. Last weekend, all of last week was super fast paced and it was go, 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 go. And I don't know, maybe that's why I'm feeling a little bit like, okay, it's time for me to slow down. So I really think this weekend is going to be devoted to uh, taking time to just to be with myself. And so I absolutely love that time because it gives me the opportunity to really, you know, just think about things, not too much to the point where, it's driving me nuts, but just, to think about certain things and um get in like a different headspace and pull my brain out of the work week and just really take care of me. And one of the ways that I love to do that is by reading books. I am a dark romance fan. So I love dark romance. As you all know, if you've watched my prior videos, I love to read. I'm a reader and I love dark romance. I just love it. So it that really pulls me out of my brain and on a super cool vacation, and I love it. Um, yeah, so I have two books that I'm currently on working on right now, and I'm getting close to finishing both books. Um, sometimes I can just depending how big the book is, sometimes I have to just stay on one book if it's a really big book. But these two books are pretty much they're not so big. They're they're your basic books, not too many chapters or pages. But sometimes when things are like that, I'll jump to another book and either finish something else that I started or start a new book. And I'm terrible when it comes to trying to just stay with one thing sometimes because I can go to the store, like I'll go to Target and they'll have like a book section and lately, they were putting it right in the front before checkout, and that was horrible because there I was getting out of line just to go look at all the books right there in the checkout, right by the checkouts because, I'm like, oh, it's calling me. So here I am looking at all these things, knowing I have like 2 books at home that I need to finish. And so what do? I grab a new book and I bring it home. But and so I get through whatever I have to get through, and then I'm so excited and I pop open my new book and there you go. So uh so the two that I'm working, actually, you know what? I gave myself a really great idea right now. I think I'm going to spend my weekend this weekend finishing my 2 books up and going to a bookstore. And sometimes I like to do that, and I'll sit there with my coffee and I will grab something off the shelf uh, that I know I don't want to purchase, but I want to read it. And so I'll sit there and read it. Yeah, I don't care. Call it cheap, call it what you want. I don't care. I mean, I've only got so much room to hold so many books, and the ottoman that I bought for my books it's overflowing. It's at its brim to just barely fit the lid on. So I have to, I don't know, maybe buy myself a bookshelf and start rearranging my room. But yeah, so sometimes I do that. I'll go to the bookstore, grab some coffee, and I'll sit there and I'll read something that maybe I seen uh, before, or maybe I find then and there. Not gonna lie, one time I had literally like 10 books in my hand, and I went to the table, and my daughter was looking at me like, "Are you really gonna read all this right now?" I said, "No, I'm just, you know, dipping into some of these things, because as soon as I start reading, I'll know if I really want to read this. And if not, it's going to go to the side. So just work with me here." But she laughs at me. She thinks that, "Oh, mom, you're funny." But she's a reader too. Oh my goodness, this girl, my daughter can go through a book about that big overnight. Yeah. So she's amazing when it comes to reading. And yeah, her mind is beautiful. She's very, very, very smart and talented girl. All of my daughters are smart and talented, and they all have their special gifts, and they all bring a lot of beauty to this world in their own way. I love them all. They're absolutely funny, each and every one of them. Funny as hell. And then you got my son. Oh, that kid is goofy and always in his element of laughing and being silly. And he loves to play around a lot. And so, yeah, all my kids, when you put them all together, I think we could have our own TV show. It's really fun. But just recently my life has went through a different chapter and a different phase. And like I was telling you in my other videos, you change. Life changes, things don't always stay the same. And so my kids they are grown, and they're all adults, and they're off doing their own thing in the world. And I am, it's just me, myself, and I here sometimes, majority of the time. They all got their own lives, they're busy. And so I see them when I can, and whenever their schedule allows it, and I visit and see my grandchildren when I can. And I'm thankful that I'm able to be with them more often than what it could be, because we're all still up here where we live. We're all still in the same vicinity, except for one of my kids, no, 2 of my kids. But like I said, changes. The last 2 moved away, and so unfortunately I can't just go down the street. And so the 2 that I have here, I'm thankful. So that's, uh I'm able to visit a little more often. And so But I also like to give my kids their space because they do have significant others, and I know what that is. And my kids are, my daughter is a lot like me, and she likes, her space and her time with her family. And so I understand that. So I like to respect everyone's boundaries and their space. So I'm not the mother that knocks on the door every day and just pops in unannounced. So yeah, and it's a crazy thing because I have more time to do those things, to go to the bookstore. But then it's also a sad reminder when I open my door and it's quiet. When I come home and there's it's just silence and it's just me. At first it took a while to get used to. I cried a lot. So yeah, I don't know. But so getting back to, you know, what I plan on doing, giving myself that great idea, I think I'll visit a local bookstore and get to reading and diving into, I don't know, something that I find interesting and different, and possibly leaving with one or two books, new books, because yeah, I absolutely I love I love that. I love just being able to walk out of a store and have a new book in my hand. It feels like so, I don't know. I feel like a kid on Christmas. So yeah, I don't know. And then we'll see what else. I kind of been debating on, usually I sign up for the local painting classes, and they're not professional painting classes. They are just fun classes. It gets the community together, and a lot of couples or people of all ages show up to these classes because they're for fun. They're just they give you one thing to paint, and everybody sits there and does their best, and it's really cool to see everybody's artwork at the end. I did take a class around Christmas time, and they were doing a snowman, and I went way left field with that one, and I said, you know what, I'm gonna do my own version of this snowman. And so I left with a portrait of a snowman shaped like cubes of ice, and he was standing in between two trees. One was a full on decorated beautiful tree, and the other one was a tree that had no leaves on it. And actually that was the one that I decorated. This is the tree that was just the branches. And so my snow cube man didn't look like a snowman that they had wanted you to paint. I went outside the box and made my I I paid tribute to the culture of I threw some Nike Cortez on it and a beanie with some suspenders and a button-up shirt, and I did a big giant dark deep mustache. I gave my snow cube man a mustache, I know. But they're always encouraging you when you go to those classes. You don't have to make it look like this. You don't have to do that. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. So I said, you know what? Okay, I am really going to take that to heart today, and I'm just going to do my own thing. So I noticed she kept passing by me the whole time I was painting my ice cube. Well, not literally ice cube. It's funny, ice cube. But while I was painting my cute little mustache Cortez wearing snow cube, so she kept, passing by and looking. And then finally she was just like, I think this is really interesting. This is cute. And so I had to go. So I had to leave class a little bit early that day because I really wanted to catch some time at a restaurant. So I didn't want them to close before I got there. So I left class early. And she said, "You got to share your painting with everybody." So she put the spotlight on me, and I had to stand up and share my painting. And there was some older ladies that didn't really understand it, and you could see it in their face. But then there was a lot of younger ones there, younger generation. that really understood my painting, and they got it and they laughed and they thought it was so cute. And some lady was like, I think this is cute. And so, yeah, that was pretty fun. And so I have that painting on my wall. I take my kids and we do those classes. I used to take them from time to time, and they think that's real fun. So, um, and I have everything that I've done, I believe, on my wall in my room. I have a lot of canvases, and so I even gave huge canvases to my grandkids and let them do their thing. And then their creation, I hung it on my wall. And so when I open my eyes in the morning, it's the first thing that I see. I see their cute, scribbly handprints and scribbles and colorful, artistic canvases. And it makes me smile every time. So yeah, all right. So I have things I have to do, as you know. I have a routine. So I want to get to drinking my tea. And not gonna lie, sometimes I add a little bit of coffee. I know tea can have natural caffeine in it already, but lately I've been needing the extra push. So I am going to have my little drink right now. And okay, I grabbed my tarot, so that must mean, and I grabbed my healing oracle. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna roll with the two. Okay, we're gonna go with a healing card and the tarot. I will do a healing oracle first. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you guys with that. You know what? With this one, uh, we're gonna go with piles. Pick a pile. I just got that in my head right now. I see 1, 2, or 3. So with this, I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to. There's my table behind me, and you guys can get a really clear view of it. So we're gonna roll with it, okay? Excuse my cord. I'm charging my cell phone right now. Okay, so I'll have to make this really quick because I'm really pressed for time here. But yeah, I really feel led to do this. So we're gonna do this. Okay, so oh, I'm not paying attention, and so my deck is a mixture of front and back. Okay, so I'm gonna pull. I feel led to just pull. Okay, here's pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. So those of you that are catching this video, and you're watching it at whatever time I'm doing a pick a pile, this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. So go ahead in your mind, pick a pile of, go ahead and pick a pile, whatever calls to you. I actually love pick a piles. When I see my readers do pick a piles, I love them. So go ahead and pick a pile 1, 2, or 3. There is no right or wrong. This is all just what's calling you. Sometimes people feel led to do all 3 piles, or just 2, or maybe just 1. Totally up to you. It's really up to you what you feel, what you want to do. So go ahead, and then I will get the book right here, and then we're gonna start with number 1. So those of you that picked 1, this is what it is. It's number 28, and it's called Reverse. Here, let me bring it over. Okay, so it's kind of like 2 people back to back. It's called Reverse Dissociation. Disassociation. Reverse disassociation. That already sounds just pretty deep. And actually, this card hasn't hopped out on me yet, and I don't think I've gotten around to looking at the meaning for that one. So that's going to be interesting. So for number 1, reverse disassociation. Okay. Give yourself permission to feel That that ties in with what I was talking about and what I've been talking about. Allowing yourself to feel the shadow aspects of yourself, the sadness, the whatever it is you're feeling, the sorrow, the grief, the guilt, the shame, there's so many of the negative aspects that we're feeling right when we're going through divorce, but give yourself permission to feel those things. And so I was talking about that because I really do believe keeping things bottled up and not feeling those feelings is not healthy for you. And so it says, give yourself permission to feel. It can be easy to disassociate from your feelings when the challenges of life become too overwhelming. This can occur when we hold on to suppressed, unacknowledged, painful, or traumatic experiences and allow ourselves to be bombarded by the noises of the outside world. From watching too much TV to listening to loud music to engaging with social media, when we constantly run from one sensation to another, our nerves become numbed and we begin to feel empty inside. In order to recover your sensitivity and aliveness, you need to slow down, connect to your body, and give yourself permission to feel. You have to realize that as a spiritual being, you need to spend as much time nourishing your soul as you do feeding your physical body. Your spirit is beckoning you to go within, let go of past pain, and transform it into enriching wisdom. Now, if you watch my videos, you already know what this is saying, and it's pretty much tying into a lot of things that I've been sharing with you and talking about on my videos. So that's really beautiful. So here's the bottom part, which is your taking action part, what you can do to help yourself out here. It says take some slow, deep breaths in and out. Place one hand on your solar plexus. Okay, so this is talking about your chakras, and I did make a video and talk a little bit about chakras and how I just recently had a Reiki session, and I talked about what was going on there. And so your solar plexus is right around here. That's your center. That's your grounding. That is where I was off alignment there because I was running on um, survival mode. That's what they called it. And so my center was off. I wasn't grounded right here. So the pendulum, instead of swinging a certain way, it was going opposite direction. It was really going crazy. So my energy was just not in it was off alignment there just because I am being in survival mode. And I was like that for so long. I didn't realize that I had trapped that in my body and I was functioning like that. So now I'm trying to ground myself, and that's where I picked up, okay, we got to try to meditate, because I asked, you know, the Reiki teacher, I asked her what are ways to help myself out here and fix that. So she led me to grounding myself using a crystal. I believe it's garnet. So I place it on my solar plexus, and then I meditate. So, or I listen to sound therapy. It's sound frequency, and I'll go into that another time. But anyway, getting back to this, it says, and place the other hand on your heart. Okay, because your heart, your solar plexus, all of these things are aligned. It starts with your crown, your third eye, and then your throat, your heart, your sacral, your solar, your root. It's all in a line. So, if you want to, maybe I keep bringing this up and talking about it because some of you could benefit off of it. So, if you want, uh, use the time, maybe time that you have off, if you have the weekend off that's coming up, or just whatever day you have off, or the time that you have extra, maybe read about it, research it, do your own research, look into it. There's a lot of videos on YouTube, there's a lot of content and information. And the beauty of AI is you can even use your cell phone and ask it a simple question and it will give you an answer, and it's got tons of information. So you got information right at your fingertips, right? It says those are your feeling centers. Become conscious of your feelings. If you could imagine your feelings sounding, like a violin, would its melody be the most beautiful, uplifting sounds, or a scratchy, disconnected, hideous noise? Which that was me, a scratchy, disconnected, hideous noise. I was off alignment. What does the tune of your soul need to reveal to you? Ask your inner being, what do I need to confront within myself that could allow my inner being to begin to grow. So I was confronted with the fact that I was on survival mode, and I still was, and I didn't know it. And so I had to, I made affirmations. I created affirmations for myself to say to myself, when I feel the need, to remind myself that I am not in survival mode any longer. That is not who I am anymore. That is not what I need to do, and that I'm safe in my space, and that I am comfortable, and I just had to keep reminding myself I am safe. And so it says, what does the tune of your soul need to reveal to you? Ask your inner being, what do I need to confront within myself that could allow my inner being to begin to grow? You may experience a feeling, a word, a picture, or a sensation. Let it guide your actions. Okay, so if you guys, I know it's a lot, feel free to rewind the video if you have to hear me take you through all this, um, and read it over, because I know sometimes a lot of information doesn't process right away in my brain. Sometimes, or if it's somebody else reading it to me, I really don't process it. I'm the type that has to read things myself in order for my brain to really pick up and process. So, yeah, disassociation, right? To become disconnected from your feelings by staying busy and doing other things to drown them out. And it's saying it's not healthy to ask yourself, what is it that you are disassociating from? Okay, pile number 2. Oh, okay, this one is sideways. I have seen this one before, but when I come across it, it always surprises me because it's just sideways. It goes in a sideways direction as opposed to all the other cards. But this card is great. I have seen this card. This one's called Unlock Your Heart. It's number 35. Unlock your heart. And so with the first card of disassociation, I still have my finger here. So this one's talking about unlock your heart, right? This is card number 2. But that kind of follows through, because when we're talking about your chakras, it's saying take deep breaths, place a hand on your solar plexus and the other hand on your heart. So maybe some of you need to hear, maybe your heart, your solar plexus, maybe in, those areas right here is off alignment for you. I don't know. But you could also find a Reiki specialist, and you can go and see one. They do, I don't know what they would charge, every, to each his own, but I did pay a fee to see mine. And it was very well worth it for me. Very well worth it. Actually, I need to go back. I'm probably going to go back later this month or in April, and do a second one to see where I'm at. So, yeah, so it's talking about the heart. And so right here you have unlock your heart, right? And that's number 35. And it says pain can cleanse the way to profound wisdom. That's alchemy. Okay, we're taking it back to alchemizing something, taking something painful, ugly, bitter, bad, and turning it into, right here it's saying profound wisdom. And it's true, because you gain and pick up a lot of knowledge along the way about all of these things, your emotions, your feelings. You start to learn things about yourself, and you start to gain a little bit more wisdom with the healing that you do. And that's really awesome. So if you keep protecting yourself from being hurt, you will stop yourself from experiencing an intimate, delicious, earth shattering, life enhancing, sacred relationship. Wow. Okay, so I was talking about getting myself out there and dating, and how it's been a horrible experience for me. And so in the beginning, because of that, I closed my heart off to people. I wasn't open to relationships, let's put it that way. I started to get really frustrated. I closed myself off. I would go out with my sister, and she would she would be like, "Oh, please behave tonight. Please don't be mean. Please don't be rude." Because I really, I'm still a little bit like that. I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot like that. I really do need to, maybe this card is for myself as well. Unlock more of my heart, because yeah, you know, when you're trying to heal it from past trauma, and then you go out there and get severely disappointed when you're trying to allow and invite new love in, it can really be even more of a traumatic experience and frustrating, right? So, yeah, so when a protected heart bursts open, there's pain, sadness, fear, rejection, brokenness, and a host of other unprocessed emotions. But nothing compares to the possibility of listening, trusting, and following the ancient wisdom that lives in the heart that has gone through pain, struggle, and loss, and has come out on the other side with warmth, humility, compassion, and selfless action. An open heart is your true guide towards your greatest goodness. Goodness you can give and goodness you can receive. So don't allow pride, right? Hurt and fear to keep the most exquisite part of yourself shut off. Instead, listen and allow this part to have the opportunity to guide you towards self knowledge, the intimate knowledge of another who you yearn for. Allow all that is love in. And here's the action part of it, okay? How you can help yourself out. Take a moment and place your hands on your heart. So here goes another one, right? Breathe into your heart and ask it, what am I holding on to that is making me tense, tight, fearful, and cold? That explains so much because that was me and that still could be me, tense, tight, fearful, and cold. Ask yourself, am I willing to slowly and gently let the pain from the past go so that the possibility of becoming softer, warmer, and more loving can come into my life? Imagine a warm, peach colored ball of light entering your heart, creating softness and waking the voice of wisdom that resides there. That's really beautiful. Okay. So I'm taking it that some of you out there who needs to hear this is having problems with the heart, but that just so is in a line. If you're watching these videos for your personal divorce, it's in alignment with that, right? Our hearts are broken, you know, we're going through a lot. So that's understandable. Okay, and then we got, this is really beautiful. I've run into this card before. I'm so confused with the camera. Okay, and it's called Develop Stronger Concentration, number 8. And that's what I had to do in order to do these things and heal, because I was asked to try meditation. And for that, you have to develop a stronger concentration. You have to concentrate when you're meditating, right? So this is card number 8, which is funny because last night um, I came across a pair of dice. Um, and so I rolled it to see what number would come out, because every number that we have, there's some type of spiritual meaning behind it. And I rolled the number 8. So I think that's pretty cool. And the number 8 in spirituality can mean money, it can mean abundance, it can mean several things. But I don't know, maybe this is saying I rolled 8 because that was the card that I was going to pull. Okay, so it says become more detailed and effective in all you do. Acute concentration. Okay, hold on real quick. Okay, sorry. Okay, acute concentration enables you to think in a cohesive, harmonious way. By learning to deepen your concentration, you'll be able to delve into a more profound understanding of life, make better decisions, and effectively work with life changing healing and spiritual processes. So this is everything that I've been talking about in a nutshell. This is that's really cool. And I also was, talking about where your mindset's at, and depending where that is, if it's really messed up, it can lead you to make really bad decisions. That was a big part of me in the beginning. I was making tons of bad decisions, left and right, you name it. And that's a whole nother video for another time. So, as long as your attention is dispersed on the outside world, you're not refining your inner self. Correct concentration removes nervousness, fear, and helps you to focus your attention on what enriches and enlivens you. Improving your ability to concentrate also awakens your imagination and ability to visualize, and it's a powerful step to developing your intuition. Okay, so the third eye, that is your intuition. My third eye is open, so I'm working on my intuition right now, trying to make it stronger and doing exercises with it. It's like a muscle in your body. So if you don't use it, you lose it. But once you awaken it and understand that it's there, you have to exercise it. And so that's also some stuff that I'm doing right now with meditation. And so Your intuition is everything, because that's going to steer you in directions that it's either it could really save you and help you out. And it can help you to navigate your way through, your journey. And it's a really powerful and important tool to have. So if you also like to research on your intuition and how that works and what that is, and that's another thing that you could take the time, when you have time, to further delve into, right? um, so improving your ability to concentrate awakens your imagination, visualize. Okay, so the more you concentrate, the more you start to identify the small details that make all the difference in every area of life. Excellent concentration also allows you to become extraordinary in any field of study and to dramatically improve your memory. Okay, so one of the exercises in this book, actually, I think this might be the card that I pulled. And so when you want to work with your intuition in order to, I guess you could say, work out that muscle, it's going to tell you right here in the action part an exercise to do. And that exercise, I've done it. And it's where you're visualizing things in your mind all day long. Like you're taking in, like when people are passing you by on the street or telling you hi, or you tell yourself after you've came and went and passed by, you ask yourself, what was that person wearing? You recall down to the T the moments leading up to seeing that person, saying hello to them. Okay, what were they wearing? What did they have on? Did they have something in their hand? Like, you try to pick up every detail and aspect of that situation and recall it in your mind. Okay, so that's a exercise technique. So it says, go for a 15-minute walk, be present, observe everything that you see, right? Focus on even the smallest details and try to recall what you saw with as much description as possible. You can also do concentration exercises throughout your workday. Become aware of the people you work with, really look at what they're wearing, what they're saying, how they talk, walk, etc. Then close your eyes and recall what you noticed. In particular, remember people's names. That's a big one for me. I'm horrible with names. Somebody could look me in my face and say, hi, my name is whatever, and I forget whatever 2 seconds later. And someone will ask me, oh, you met so and so? What was their name again? I forgot. And I'm like, oh, you're asking the wrong person. I don't remember. I forgot. I'm so horrible. It's sad. I have to really, really, really stop doing that. And I really need, also another note to self, to start exercising, to remember names, because it's so important. A person's name is everything, right? So people's names and what they shared with you. So if they stopped and had a conversation with you, try to recall, okay, what all did they say? What was said? You know, uh, even how they said it. What was their facial expression? What did they look like at the time? Did they look mad? Did they look sad? Did they look angry? Did they look hurt? Did they look happy? Did they look pleased? Were they laughing? You know. So okay, this is great. So that was one. 2 was the heart, open your heart, unlock your heart. 3, develop stronger concentration. In my personal opinion, I kind of feel like if you chose all 3, it's really talking about your chakra, Reiki, alignment. Research it. Feel free to do that. Everything kind of flowed in unison, all 3 piles. It really made a lot of sense. And to me, it really was describing your being off balance and alignment, and how to get yourself back in there, and recognizing your feelings. Don't disassociate feelings. That's huge, right? So not only does it throw us off alignment, but it, we can carry it with us forever, like me, and not even be aware of it. And so, all right. And so I feel led to open the tarot. And like I said, these, I don't know how they're going to come out. I think these are all mixed right now. Thank you. They need to know. So I don't know if you've seen my prior video, but I read my tarot upright, all of it upright. I don't really do reversals unless I'm really called and guided to do it. So I'm going to pull from here to see what else that you need to know, However, I read my cards differently. I know a lot of tarot readers read differently, and I have my own way of doing it. So we are going to see one of my most favorite cards. She stands right next to the Empress. As a matter of fact, this is going to be on my body at some point in time. The depiction in my mind of her is this is going to be my next project, my next tattoo project. So, yeah, it's crazy that she popped out, but she is an extraordinary, beautiful reminder. The Nine of Pentacles, standing in your ground, in your path, being stable. I'll see all the pentacles and how they're growing all over the vines, right? And so earthy and green, that's stability. Anything earth, and the pentacle in the tarot has to do with stability, and she's standing there in her own garden of stability, and it's beautiful. And guess what is perched upon her hand? I like to think of it, and I don't think it's the exact bird. I'm pretty sure it's a different type of bird, but I like to think of it as that's me, and I'm holding my raven. And the raven is giving a message. The bird is giving a message to her. That's her companion, right? A reminder to be stable and grounded and grow in yourself. Self-love, self-care. She looks really peaceful and in harmony with her body, herself, her mind, and even one with the universe, one with nature, right? So the bird's was called and it perched right up on her arm, right? There's comfort there. They're sharing a beautiful admiration between one another, right? And so my download in my brain that I got right now is, for some of you, you need to get outside a little bit more. Put down the cell phone for a little bit. Shut off the TV for a little bit. Who cares about the dishes in the sink? There's always going to be dishes. It's okay to get away from it. Like the card was saying, even if it's just for, a 15-minute walk, go for that walk. Look at the beauty. Look at the nature. Look at the stuff that's outside, the little things, right? Even if it's just the little things, and begin your healing. You can get a lot of healing from the sun. And I was talking about that, how we lack a lot of vitamin D in our bodies. We can become deficient in that. And when that happens, you can delve into researching that as well. You can experience a lot of issues when you're deficient. And I'm not saying that you are, but I'm just saying it's important to note how important the sun is to us. It's very important to our body and our health and our mentality and the things that the earth gives, the flowers. Just recently, I took my mom on a little trip for her birthday, and this was just last weekend. And we went to a beautiful place where there was nothing but this. The scenery was amazing. There was a waterfall. It was absolutely just what I needed to ground and reset my mind and my body. And I felt so at home and at peace there. I literally was just wanted to stay there, especially in front of the waterfall. To even have a benches and chairs for you to sit right in front of it, and just the coolness of it and the beauty of just looking at all the flowers, the trees, nature, hearing the birds. That's all healing. I love hearing the birds outside my window when I wake up. I love to hear the little noises that they make. They're beautiful. And I believe that a lot of these things, the little things like that, sometimes we don't realize it. We don't slow down enough to take in those cute, beautiful little things. And those are actually healing things. So take some time if you can. Go outside, experience the sun. I know the weather's getting, I'm on the West Coast, so I know the weather's getting a little bit better over this way. We're not in snow and freezing. So it's almost like the days are starting to feel more like spring. And so you know, get out there. If it's a nice, beautiful day, take a little walk. It doesn't have to be nothing major. You don't have to set yourself on a hike up to Olympus. We're not talking about that. Just go outside and take some time, you know. And this also to me, it's saying me time. I know for you mothers out there, I know what that's like to be busy and have a busy household and the hectic and the chaos and the madness and the craziness that comes with it all, right? It's it's a beautiful symphony of craziness, but it's okay to get out of that for a little bit. You're always, you're not doing anything wrong. Don't feel guilty or bad, but it's okay to just step outside just for a little bit. Go to your local coffee shop, sit there, and if you like coffee, drink a coffee by yourself. Take some time. Take some time, okay? And just be in your own headspace and go for that walk. Uh, or even to Pentacles also talks about your money, your finances, and being, abundant and in that. And so, you know, treat yourself. I know with my finances, I I gave everything I had to my children and my ex-husband because it made me happy and feel good to do that, and it was my place and my role as a mother to always provide, right? We are the providers. We're the empresses. We're, mother mode, and it never stops. And I'm still like that. But in my heart, it gives me an overwhelming joy to do that, to give. I'm a giver. That's just part of who I am. But sometimes we can dig too deep into that part of ourselves where we forget about ourselves and we don't take that $10 and go get us something small like the coffee, or if we wanted, I don't know, a t-shirt that maybe we've seen and we really liked it but we didn't get it. Take that time if you can, and if you want something, and if you're able to, and don't be afraid to spend some money on yourself. I'm just learning how to do that and not feel guilty about it. My ex had wall to wall clothes, and my side was just maybe less than a quarter of the closet. I made sure he had a shirt before I did. I made sure he had shoes and pants before I did. And we're not talking, you know, whatever clothing was out there he would get. No, he had a specific style and it was pricey. He had flannels. Flannels are fucking $100 or more. You're lucky if you could find a flannel for $60, a decent looking one. 501s, those are not cheap. Levi's are not cheap. Even down to the shoes, right? So we had Pendletons, Levi's, all the really fancy, nice things. I don't know. His undergarments, his tees, his t-shirts, and his boxers were probably the cheapest thing on him, but he was dressed to the nines all the time. And I always made sure that he, had things. What he wanted, I didn't make him feel bad. And, on Christmas and holidays and birthdays, I tried to get him those things that I know that he loved. He was really big on taking care of himself, like his clothing and his hygiene. That's a good thing that I could say about him. He always looked really nice. But that's all good and everything, but then there's times where we neglect ourselves, and that's not okay. That's not good. That's not good to get in that mode where we just don't really think about what it is we need, because at the end of the day, we all need to treat ourselves to a little something. It could be as small as a little chocolate candy bar that you see at the store, right? And You want to get it, and every time you run through the store, you never get it because you're getting everything else for everybody else. Go get it. Go sit somewhere. Go sit at a park, somewhere that you want, somewhere that makes you feel comfortable. Or heck, if you can and you feel led to, and there's a restaurant that you always wanted to try, go try it. Go sit. You don't have to order everything on the menu. Go in there, walk in there. Just take in the ambiance. Sit there at a table. Have someone serve you for a change. Sit at a table, look at the menu, and even if it's just if you can only afford just the appetizer, maybe you can't afford a full course meal, it's fine. I've been there, done that. I know what that is. I know what that feels, and that's fine. It doesn't mean you can't. You sit there and, order a little something, even if it's just a little side dish, you know, a la carte, that's what they call it. A small thing of, I don't know, whatever's on the menu that is appealing to you. You don't have to sit and eat a full grand course meal, but just being in that element and in that, setting and having someone wait on you and serve you, it feels good. And sometimes we need to take that time and not feel bad or guilty about it. These are things we need, people, in order to get us going at home. So when you do go back home, you are energized and you feel well enough to take on the rest of the day and the things that come with it, the kids, work, home, doing things you have to do, going to the store, the market, you know, is always busy. It's super busy life, especially when you have children. It's go time all the time. So, with that being said, I thought that that's actually really beautiful. But that's yeah, you know, there are lots of ways to start taking care of yourself and healing yourself, and it can be right down to the little things. So, thank you everybody for joining me. Whenever you see this video, like, share, subscribe, and I will be back again. My bet is that I'm probably going to do another candlelight read tonight when I get home. And so I'm looking forward to that. And so, with that, goodbye. Have a great day where I'm at. My day's just going to start. So, till next time, you guys, take care of yourselves, love yourselves, heal yourselves, and I'll see you next time.